Oh, son of a bitch. All right, we good. 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 All righty. So we're gonna watch some cooking videos. Yeah, you're damn right. Because I'm just gonna delete the one that went on for 17 seconds. Or if there's any way I can. No, it's changed. All right. So, this is this guy's view of penne alla vodka.
Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube cooking channel. My name is Jake, and today we'll be making penne alla vodka.
Why can I never escape people named Jake? I'll turn him down just a bit.
Which is penne and a really great vodka cream sauce. So let me talk you through the ingredients first. So first we have one yellow onion chopped, and then to chop an onion, all you do is you have the root end right here, then you have the top of it. And all you do, you take the tip of your knife, point it at the root end, and you go from the top end. So let me show you really quick.
Okay, nothing terrible here.
And then the next step is to take your knife flat and run it.
Okay, if you're going to do this, then do this step before he did the first step. I figured he was just going to cut down, but if you're going to cut it across, do that before you make all the little slits.
In between the layers. So you did the first section, right? And now what you're gonna do is just take your knife like this. Watch your fingers, don't cut your fingers. Okay?
See, you just seen right there. This is why you don't do this. Let me back him up just a hair. All right, watch right here, right by his hand.
Okay.
See, one, he didn't slice through the entire onion, and two, those petals just got pushed aside. They're not cut. That's why we're going to do this technique. You do the horizontal cuts before the vertical cuts.
And then you just dice it up, just like that. See? And now you have a diced onion.
But for this, even if it's not completely diced, it'll be fine.
And the next ingredient is minced garlic cloves. I have 2 garlic cloves right here. And to mince them, all you do is have the tip of your knife down on the cutting board, and you just have your hand flat on the top of the knife, and you just rock back and forth on the board, just like this.
You know, there's a real easy way to do this, and I know I'm going to get a bunch of heat, but they sell garlic in a jar with olive oil. Just saying. And I've seen this used in several restaurants on programs like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So, yeah.
That's all there is to it. So far we have 1 yellow chopped onion, 2 cloves of minced garlic, and then in here I have 2 tablespoons each of dried oregano, dry basil, and dry parsley with half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now you can.
That might be a bit much. And the only reason I'm saying that, if they were fresh herbs, I wouldn't have an issue. But remember, Dry herbs are twice as powerful as a fresh herb. So I'm wondering if you were overloading this motherfucker, but I'm waiting to see how much tomatoes you're going to put in.
You can always add more red pepper flakes or take.
I mean, I know the cream is going to dilute them. I know the vodka is going to do its thing. But I think that might be a bit too much. But that's me. Again, if this guy cooked this for me, I would eat it and give him his honest opinion, and I'd finish my plate.
Take it out if you don't like any spice at all. But if you like your dish a little spicy, add some more. And then I have 120-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 1 pound of.
All right, this is just me being a snob. Get a can of San Marzano, put it in the blender. That's me being a snob. I'll be the first to fucking admit that. Well, I do have a bit of Jake. It's when he made meatballs. Maybe I'll do that next, sweetheart.
Penne pasta, a half a cup of heavy cream, and
I clearly said, Sarah, I have a video of Jake. His meatballs won. I might be doing it next, sweetheart.
a quarter cup of vodka.
Okay, so first off, I started with heating up 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a saucepan, and then we're going to add the chopped yellow onion to the pan. Hear that sizzle? We'll give it a good stir.
All right, like this pan.
And then we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes on low heat. We're going to lower the heat a little bit.
Okay, here's the problem. Now, he did it immediately, so good on him. He's doing the best he can with his equipment. But he has an electric oven. And again, I don't know if this guy lives in a house or an apartment or anything. But generally, electric ovens, even if they are convection, or not convection, oh, God. Not infrared, induction. They do take a while to cool down. This is why I personally prefer gas. That's just me. If you like your induction, good on ya.
And actually what we're going to do is we're going to sweat the onions, which means cooking them with the lid on. Alright, so after about 10 minutes we're going to add the...
I don't know if that means sweat the onions, but...
mince.
Did he say 10 minutes? Okay, that seems a little long to me, but your onions look fine, but then again, I have no idea where you are.
Garlic to the pan. And also what I did during the cooking process, I added about a pinch of salt to the onions, and salt helps draw out moisture. So it helped the onions sweat. So now we're going to add some water to the pan. And all I did was take some water and swirl it around in the can with the tomatoes, so this gets all the extra tomato out, and it also helps the sauce from being too thick. So we can pour that in. Very nice. Give everything a big stir.
Are you sure those are crushed tomatoes and you just didn't accidentally pick up a can of tomato puree? I mean, I don't know the brand you're using, so I can't really speak authoritatively on it, but...
Smelling good, guys, I'm telling you. Onions and garlic are always so good.
Again, I probably wouldn't go with the water. That's just me. I usually end up sacrificing the tomato that's left over in the can, Because I think water gives me a really kind of thin sauce that I don't like. I just end up buying another can of crushed tomatoes. But again, I'm not seeing anything horrible.
Way to start any type of recipe. Now we're going to add all the dried spices I mentioned earlier, right in there.
All right, now I will say this. With the water in there, the extra spices might actually work. Okay, so maybe Homeboy has a plan.
Give everything a stir.
So now I'm on board with this amount of dry herbs.
Okay, so I added some salt and pepper to the sauce. It's very important to season your food.
And taste while you're cooking.
And now what we're just doing is bringing the sauce to a simmer. And then we're going to cover it about halfway.
Okay, it's your sauce, but generally with something like this, I like to let it reduce a little bit. I don't know, but he's got all those dry herbs and okay. Do I cover it and keep the water in there because he has all that dry herbs? Or do I let it reduce a little bit and then run the gamble of it being overpowered by the same said dried herbs?
And we're going to let simmer for about 45 minutes.
Well, you can't... Okay, he's got the crack open, so okay, he is slowly simmering it. Okay, all right.
So this is what I mean by having the pan covered about halfway. So the reason I do this, there's a couple of reasons. One is to prevent the sauce from kind of splattering all over.
All right, what the hell? I'll put it in the chat. Shit. No, wait. We'll do a poll. Should I do Jake's video next? Basically, you have them until this video is done to vote, so get your votes in quick.
For your oven. And the second reason is to let the sauce have some evaporation, but not have too much evaporation, because if you have too much evaporation, the sauce will get too thick. So this is a great way to prevent your stove from getting all messy and for the sauce to get to the right consistency. Okay, so after about 45 minutes, we're going to add the heavy cream to the sauce. Yum. And then, of course, we're going to add the vodka. And while the sauce was cooking, I stirred it every so often. We're going to mix the cream and vodka into the sauce. So what you're looking for is a really nice pink color. And it's looking really, really good. And then we're going to cook this for about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, just to let the alcohol cook off. All right, so now we have the...
Actually, my friend, the alcohol is already gone. Seriously. It doesn't take a couple of minutes. It takes like 15 seconds.
Sauce simmering and the pasta going.
But you do want to give the cream time to incorporate.
Cook the pasta according to the directions on the package.
No, don't, no. And your water is way too low. And please say you salted it. But no, you don't cook it according to package directions. You take at least a minute off. Because what you're going to do is you're going to pick that pot up. You're going to bring it over to the sink. Drain that motherfucker into a colander. And then probably add it to the sauce. Or put it back into the pot and add the sauce to the pot. Anyway, either way, in that time, the pasta has had the extra minute. This is the only mistake I've seen so far. Your water is nowhere near hot enough, my dude.
It usually takes about 10 to 12 minutes. I like mine al dente, which is about 11 minutes.
True al dente is whatever they say on the package for al dente, take a minute off. That's it. That's al dente.
All right, we're in the home stretch. So all I did was transfer the sauce to the pot I cooked the pasta in. And I have the pasta right here already drained. So we're going to add it to the sauce.
What the?
Beautiful. We're going to give everything a good mix. And cook this just for about a minute. Just so the...
Why? Why? Okay, now your pasta is now going from al dente to mush. Because if you keep it on the heat, it's going to cook for another 2 minutes. Like, again, if you like soft, tender, mushy pasta, that's fine. I'm not going to shit on you for that. Your recipe is fine, but if you want al dente, your al dente is fucked, my friend. That pasta never stopped cooking. Like, why do you think if I make a pasta salad, it is the only time I will ever actually blast it with cold water? Why? Because pasta salad is a cold dish. Typically, cold dishes, cold pasta dishes, never get reheated. So I have to stop the cooking process immediately. You know, that's the only time I follow the package direction, because I'm going to kill the cooking process. I mean, right now, your pasta's been in whatever it's been in the water, probably another minute in the colander, and now you're going to cook it for a minute or two. It's now super tender pasta. Again, if you like that type of pasta, that's fine. But it ain't al dente.
The sauce absorbs into the pasta. What the starch from the pasta does, it just helps the pasta and sauce become one delicious dish.
Now again, I'm not saying this doesn't look good. I'm just saying you don't have al dente pasta there, my friend. Okay, got a lot of shit I like. Fresh basil, little wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano.
All right, dinner's almost ready. So, what I like on my penne is some chiffonade basil. So all you do is take some basil leaves and you kind of roll them up.
Yep, like a cigar. Yep, perfect. Excellent.
Like a little cigar. And then you just take your knife and you just cut thin strips. And it adds a really nice fresh flavor to your pasta. I got some more right here that I'm going to do.
Because basil is fucking delicious.
And when you chiffonade something, you keep the tip of your knife down on the cutting board. So you can just glide it across like this. And get yourself a good sized bowl or plate, depending on how hungry you are. Serve yourself up some pasta. Looking good. Smells great too. Yummy.
I mean, I love pasta, but okay, I want to be fair. I don't know how big that ladle is.
And then we're going to put some of the basil on top. See, look at that. It looks great.
Dude, that almost looks like what you serve a family for family feast night. I don't know. Maybe you got a big ass appetite, or maybe you're eating it with your lover or something. So I'll just assume you're sharing that with someone that it doesn't really matter if you're sharing germs.
Put some nice basil right on top, sprinkle it over. Some nice fresh herbs. And then Brandon, I have some Parmesan cheese, because who doesn't like Parmesan cheese? We're just gonna grate it right over the top.
In fact, I'll never forget it. My sister and brother-in-law came over and brought my little niece, and she asked for parm cheese, which is Parmesan cheese. They brought out of the bag that canned crap. And I'm like, little one, I have a block of real Parmesan. If you want, I'll put some cheese in a bowl for you. No, she wanted the canned crap. Anyone who shares my blood is nothing if not fucking stubborn.
Just like that. All right. Dinner is ready. Thank you.
All right, outside of a few mistakes, and God, I hope he didn't eat this all by himself. Again, I hope like him and his girlfriend shared it, or boyfriend, whatever. Not a bad video. A few mistakes, but not really bad. All right, now we go to the bane of my existence, Mr. Jake, and he has launched a cooking show. And he made this 12 days ago. Now, I want to be clear. He seems to actually be pretty serious about this, because he's made 5 videos in 2 weeks instead of 5 videos in a year. So there's that.
We are.
How the hell is his channel monetized and mine isn't? Whatever. All right, so he's going to make some meatballs. All right, Jake, let's see what you got, bud.
Are making meatballs. Here's buttermilk. This is some panko
All right, like the buttermilk, like the panko.
breadcrumbs. You can use regular bread. I'm gonna make a panade here. Soaked breadcrumbs.
Wait. What the fuck are you doing? Okay.
Usually in something like a buttermilk. You could do milk cream. Just
I never do this with my meatballs, but you do you.
to make a paste. We don't want it like soaking wet. A little bit more. This is going to add moisture to your meatballs. Oh yeah, there we go. This is going to...
I just make my meatballs small enough where that isn't an issue, where they're done before all the goodness is gone. Now, maybe if I was making a big-ass meatball, like a 6-ounce meatball, I might actually do something like this. But if he's doing, like, spaghetti and meatballs, what the fuck? I've never seen this technique. And I've seen a lot of meatballs be made.
Sort of soak up some of that moisture in the bread. It's going to add a nice zip to it because of the buttermilk. This is essential to meatballs that fucking bang. Okay, in a little bit we're going to add some eggs and other stuff. We have some pork and beef. It's been sitting in my fridge for a minute, but first we're going to process...
Wait. Why would you add eggs? You've already got your binder. Why would you add eggs? You've already got a binder. All right, I need a break. I gotta go, and I don't have anything, so I just have to leave you with this. Alrighty. That's a good one.
This stuff real quick. We're gonna dice up some sage. Well, dice up some onions. We're gonna slightly cut up some sage, some parsley. This is some Romano. You could use Parmesan cheese. And then we're gonna get it all going. So when all this is broken down, I'll continue to record and then we'll put these together. We're gonna dice up some onions. We're gonna this stuff real quick. Essential to meat. Add some eggs and other stuff. We have some pork and beef. It's been sitting in my fridge for a minute, but first we're gonna process this stuff real quick. We're gonna dice up some sage. Well, dice up some onions. We're gonna
So, onions, sage, looks like Italian parsley, and Romano. No basil. Okay. No Italian seasoning. No salt, no pepper, no. Okay. Fine. Whatever.
slightly cut up some sage, some parsley. This is some Romano. You could use Parmesan cheese. And then we're going to get it all going. So when all this is broken down, I'll continue to record, and then we'll put these together. We're going to sear them. We're going to make a tomato sauce. We're going to braise them a little bit. It's really easy. It sounds like maybe there's...
Okay, he's at least correct on the what you should do with meatballs. But I hope his sauce amount is right, as I learned through bitter heartache.
A lot of steps, but this will take like, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes of active time. Okay, we have a little butter warming up here, not a ton.
All right.
I just want to cook through, you don't have to do this 100%, but I want to cook through some of this sage that I cut up because it's when it's...
Even though I think he's using margarine, but fuck it, I'll say he's fine. He's using butter, whatever. Fine, fuck it.
Not cooked. It's not very tasty, but it would cook in the would cook a little bit in the meatballs as they go normal, and then just a little garlic. We're not going to cook this hard. We're just going to cook this enough to, you know, so they're not raw. I'm going to crack this egg right into there. On top of everything. All right, that's plenty. I mean, you could go further if you wanted, but I just want to start the cooking process a little bit, get some of the harshness out. Okay.
What?
That's all. Heat.
So, he... What in the fuck is he doing? What in the hell is going on? I've made a lot of meatballs in my time. I've never done... What in the fuck are you doing?
Mix up this goo. It's gonna look like shit at first, and you're probably gonna want your hands. Let's add the meats, just so we can get something cold going in there.
Is he gonna seriously add the boiling hot liquid to the meats so it starts to cook in the... What is going on?
Nothing warms up too fast. Okay. This is just half a pound each.
Dude, that ground beef looks horrible! Look, we may not like each other, we may be rivals, but Jesus Christ! If that is your ground beef, what the fuck? Ground beef is supposed to be red on the outside, not brown.
Okay, start going at it. You want the panade and the egg to get in there. We're gonna mix this. We're gonna keep mixing this. All right. This goes in. All right, that's mixed in. We're gonna mix in the onion. Not this big white onion. This is for tomato sauce in a second. Mix in the parsley. You can see how homogeneous it is. And when you use your hands, you can, you know, you can...
Again, your beef looked like shit. I mean, I hope you didn't get sick eating this.
pick and choose what you're mixing, when you're mixing it. You want to make sure you get the sides of the bowls, the sides of your hand. This is why I
I
suggest.
mean, that almost looks too liquidy to make meatballs out of. I mean, you just made meat paste.
Just a gloved hand, it's easier. Plus, it won't stick to your skin as much. You want that panade mixed throughout. It should look like you can't tell what the difference is between some of the meats and stuff. Like, obviously, you're gonna be able to see like the green and stuff pop out, but you know, it should be slightly tacky. Beautiful. Now we're gonna put Parmesan cheese in here. This is gonna bind it. This is gonna add some salt. Don't want to add too much though, it'll become greasy. A little salt, because we haven't seasoned any of this. A little black pepper.
No, of course I haven't. Not for meatballs. I get my recipes from Italian grandmas. Dude, turn your burner off. You're gonna set your fucking cutting board on fire.
And then we're gonna keep going. We could have put this Parmesan in the panade. It would have worked just fine too. But I kind of wanted to see what I had here before I added the Parmesan. You can see we're gonna use this meat dough to pick up the stuff on the sides. Squish it and run it through your fingers.
I mean, they're gonna be too dense. Unless you got something coming that blows my mind, but right now you've got a bunch of fucking meat paste that...
This is going to help the consistency. You want these to be tacky and
now a lot of things he did is right. I don't get what the fuck I don't know why he made the fucking panade. But all right.
a little overworked, much different than burgers. Otherwise, you're not going to get the right mouth feel. It's going to be crumbly. That panade will help as well. And notice how we don't have any big...
But you don't want meatballs to be rock solid. Fuck it.
Big pieces of like fresh vegetables. I'm gonna put this back on because we're gonna sear these. That's gonna preheat because we don't want a bunch of fresh vegetable water to seep out. Okay, so we're gonna let these sit for a second. I'm gonna grab a dish. We're going to form these into balls, which I'll show you how to do, and then we're going to take these, sear them.
All right. I don't know what brand of cast iron pan that is. I want to say that straight up. But generally, you do not sear in a cast iron pan. I know there are certain brands that you can. However, if I was going to sear meatballs, I'd either get a cast iron or a stainless steel skillet out for that. Again, I am aware there are certain brands of nonstick you can sear in. But generally, no searing is left for cast iron or stainless steel.
And then we are going to braise them in a tomato sauce. All right, grab a ball. You want it to be the size of like a golf.
All right, if that's Lodge cast iron, I will tell you what, Jake. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it is, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, if that's cast iron, then yeah, fine. That's perfectly appropriate.
Golf ball, and you don't have to like pack it super tight, but you do want to make sure that it holds its form. Let's bring this over here. And we want...
Again, this to me looks like a standard nonstick skillet. But I'll give Jake the benefit of the doubt. Because when I do not cast iron, you know goddamn well it's cast iron.
Want these to sear. So it goes into hot oil. And this is how you do it. So we're going to, and again, I recommend gloved hand just because you're going to get this stuff stuck all over you, but you don't need them. Just depends on if you want to wash your hands a bunch, what you're doing around the house. If you have time, you don't have to use gloves, but I like them around the kitchen. So we're going to go like clockwise just so we know when we put everything down. You always want to put, when you're doing batch.
Of course, the thought of dabbing your hands in a little bit of olive oil never crossed your mind.
Batches like this, unless you prep all of them beforehand and quickly do them, you always want to put them in a way that you can remember how to do it. This goes for like cooking burgers on the grill, batch making anything.
I agree with you, Jake. Cast iron is for searing. That's why I'm saying I don't think this is cast iron. Again, there are brands of non-stick that can take it, but I'm sorry, I'm just a big believer in black iron pans.
You want to always make sure that you're using...
Oh, God, no oily hands. Gee, it only takes 1 second to clean them off.
your time well. Think about the next step that you have to take. And speaking of, as...
I don't know. I will say I can give a pass for gloves. I don't use them, but that's me.
These sear off. They're going to get browned. We're going to do 100% of them. Or 100% of the size, but we're going to flip them a couple times. This helps the outside get a little crisp. So you're going to get a nice texture. On the inside, it's going to be tender because we're going to braise these, which means we're going to turn that oven on. Half submerge these in tomato sauce and then let them cook for a little bit. I don't even know how much, 20 minutes or so. They just need to be cooked through. And you don't want to overcook them. Although meatballs, of course, because they're filled with fat, you know, 80-20 burger, pork, ground pork.
Which is 60-40 if you'd like to know.
Yeah, so you're going to have enough fat in there. And then, of course, this is olive oil, so you're going to have some fat. And by the time I have this last one ready to go, I'll be able to flip that first one, and we'll be on our way. Yeah. You don't have to weigh them, but you can. A restaurant would probably weigh them, or, you know, they'd start weighing them, and then you'd have the muscle memory to accomplish it. So I'm just going to use this flat spoon, I guess, just to check it. Yeah, see? You just kind of want to get both sides. You can do 3 sides, 4 sides, just however it lays. I'm going to wait a second, let these ones catch up. But that's the process. We're going to do this, put them in here, and then make the tomato sauce. When that's all done, I'll be back. Okay, these are just about done. See how they're seared on that side. Just going to put them in here. Now, part of the reason we seared them...
No, Jake, it's actually, I'm giving you the respect of actually, you know, not assuming everything you do is shit.
Well, the main reason we sear them is because they're better that way. But we also have some combined fat from all that. We have a little more oil than I probably need, but I don't care. We're going to make a nice umptuous thing. So the first thing that has to happen for that is for us to start our...
Because believe it or not, even though I hate people, I'll give them their fair day in court.
Tomato sauce. So that immediately starts with aromatics, and that is...
Unlike you, who just nitpick shit.
Where onions come in. We're going to do onions, garlic, a little thyme. These are going to pick up some color from that, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, of course it's going to pick up color. You just got done browning meatballs. This is another form of deglazing the pan. Again, he could have added a little red wine, a little white wine, a little vodka, depending on what he wanted to do. But this is essentially deglazing.
Just going to fry really quick. We're going to add a little salt so they move some of their water out. These will have to cook down for a little bit. But they're
Jake, I'm still waiting for you to recreate one of my recipes better. And my channel goes back 10 years, and you got some easy over-the-plate ones that even I'll admit I sucked at.
frying pretty quick. As you can see, they're pulling up some of the stuff that we had, so you're keeping all the flavor in. Okay.
But if you don't think I'll beat you over the head with the fact that I made it 10 years ago.
We're going to add the garlic because we don't need this to go super far. I'm just going to add the garlic right into it. Okay. Just get that going.
And yet, Sarah, your boyfriend can't fucking go a day without talking about my cooking videos. Now can he, sweetheart?
All right, and then put the tomato sauce in. Now these are whole tomatoes, so when we do this,
Oh, no. No. Put them in a blender, you dumb son of a... Oh, no. Also, please tell me those are San Marzanos.
squish them up.
No! Put them in a fucking blender.
It's gonna get
I know you have a hand mixer. You could do this.
a nice chunky consistency. If you don't like it, you can get, you know, pureed tomatoes. Crushed tomatoes are nice for this. They'll also break down a little bit. We're probably not going to put all of this sauce on the meatballs because it's just a lot, but we'll have extra for pizza or something. Which, by the way,
You're not making that much sauce. Okay, if I was doing this and I was gonna braise the meatballs, I'd have twice as much sauce. I just braise them and cook them in the sauce. Then, when I got my pasta done, I would not only have great meatballs for my pasta, I'd have a rippin' bangin' sauce. Again, I don't know what happened to the show. I don't know why it's off Max, but for God's sakes, Food Network has a show called Grudge Match. Let me take this motherfucker on, and I'll show him how to cook properly.
I'm making dough for. That's focaccia down there. That's been going. I haven't shown you how to make that.
Okay, all right, I'm fine with that. Again, I don't know if I'd have it there because bread needs to kind of have a temp controlled rise, and you got a ripping ass burner right next to the lower quadrant of it. So, I mean, I'm assuming it turned out fine, but I just wouldn't put it there. Do you know what I normally do to rise my dough? I just put it in the goddamn oven and make sure it's off.
On here. So, now, we want to get this up to a simmer and let this cook down a little bit. So this is messy right now, but I will clean this up in a second. You want to clean while you go, because it's unlikely you won't make any mess at all. Cooking's messy. There we go. That's going in.
I agree with that statement. I also agree that this is way too little sauce.
Take this time. If you have fresh basil or something, you can do that. And then
You're making focaccia and you're not gonna bake it? Then how the fuck did you cook it?
we just have this leftover. It's gonna go right on time. We have some Romano and stuff. I'm just gonna put that in there just because it was on the board. All this will be good in there. That Romano will melt down a little bit. I'm gonna stuck my hand in there because I'm wearing these gloves and I feel real safe. Yeah, I mean, I can still touch it. If you don't have nuclear hands like myself,
Careful, Jake. That plastic can melt off in microscopic ways.
Or confidence like this, you don't have to do it this way. You can also get a food mill, which is like a hand crank thing.
No, you don't have to get that. You literally can just put the fucking tomatoes in your goddamn blender.
You could puree this if you want. Whatever you like in your sauce, but I like a little rustic situation for this because that meatiness plus a little chunk. So let's let this simmer for a while. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Super strong recommend getting some kitchen towels like this. Look how easy, just to have them around.
Well, another thing me and Jake actually agree on. Clean while you cook. What a shock.
It's preheated. Let's put these in. You can see I nestled them gently.
What the fuck is this? What is this, man? All right, I guess we're going to see the end product. They're not going to braise. Okay, the basic premise of braising is you cover the piece of meat completely with water, fat, juice, wine, I don't care what. This is, at best, half-ass simmering meatballs in sauce, so the tops get tougher and the bottoms get weaker. Fucking brilliant.
Down in here, it's uncovered. We're gonna caramelize a little bit of the top.
Jake, unlike you, I actually watch cooking shows, so yeah, I know what braising is.
For this, cook these all the way through. They're already cooking now because this is hot, because the sauce just came out. You can see it's still steaming. I reserved some of it in my deli container here. I left
For what point and purpose?
the sprig of thyme in there so it steeps while it's cooling, and you can see like the chunks of garlic and onion in there. This is how you make meaty balls. So take them, put them in there, and we're just gonna walk away from this for like, I don't know, let's call it 20 minutes. That's meatballs pretty much. We'll pull them out and show them to you, but that's how you make meatballs. You're done. You've completed it. The last step is to pull it out of the oven and eat it with your face.
So there's no spaghetti, or I'll be fair, no pasta. There's no sandwich. There's no dipping sauce. You're just slapped 3 meatballs on a plate. Weak sauce, dude. Weak sauce.
On whatever you like. Right at the end, I raised the heat, set for 20 minutes at 350, and then at the end, oh yeah, you see the fat separating a little bit.
Great. So that sauce is fucking ruined.
About 420, 420 bake just at the end, just to get this bubbling and going. These are going to be delicious. Let me grab a plate and we'll eat one up. Okay, it's time to eat a meatball. You can see that they have a nice sort of crust on top. The fat and oil has infused inside the sauce. Put a little.
He took what he should have skimmed. And I don't know how he did it, but he reincorporated it. I think that's all I have to say about this. Let's move on. Hopefully somebody can provide me with some tips.
Hey, check it out, folks. Hey, look, I ain't got all that hype. Listen, you done already read the thumb.
All right. At least I respect this guy. He skimmed the fucking meatball fat and put it into the fucking tomato sauce. Oh.
Thumbnail, you done seen it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you today how to make. Listen, everybody be talking to me about these spaghetti sauces and all that. I make it all kind of ways, but now I'm finna tell you and show you what I put out when I'm ready to just like take it like extremely over the top. And I'm gonna be honest with you, once you make it like this, and once you make it one time, this is probably gonna be your go-to. Okay, so look, I want you guys to see like some of these ingredients.
I will agree with him with that. Once I started making my own spaghetti sauces, I actually bought a couple of jars of Rao's spaghetti sauce. Generally, that's the most expensive in the store. I can't. Hell, once I started using San Marzano's exclusively for pasta, I can't do any other tomato. If I'm doing a tomato for like chili or a barbecue sauce, that's fine. But if I'm doing pasta, if I'm doing a tomato sauce for pasta, it's San Marzano's or nothing.
Ingredients right here, right? And as always, listen, everything that I do, like ingredients, the amounts and everything will be down in the description box below. But I want to get hung up right here. You see this right here? These are Branch and Vine products, right? Listen. If you guys can get these, I highly suggest.
What were you really going to reveal in the last 15 seconds of the video? Oh, that's right, nothing.
That you get them because these will be level up. These are infused olive oils, right? So if I turn this right here, look, this is scab.
No, the video had 10 seconds. It had no more information. That was it. I was nice enough to fucking film. I was nice enough to... you know what? Fine. Fuck it. Why not? Got anything else to say, Jake?
Little parsley, little cheese. Let's just... spoon in the middle, you see that it's nice and moist, cooked all the way through. A little sauce.
No, that looks like gray dog shit.
That's so good. Basic meatball. You can put all different kinds of stuff. You can do ginger.
No, that actually looks like what I thought it would be. A gray, super dense pile of dog shit. But then again, you like Diet Pepsi, so what do I expect?
You could do, you can make turkey meatballs. You could do, lamb and veal. All sorts of stuff. This is, wow. If I had some basil, I would use that.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. All you did was expose your humiliation. Those meatballs were exactly what I thought they'd be. Super dense piles of shit. Gee, I tried to help you out, Jake.
And then right here, look, this is probably like my favorite. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, scallion, garlic, either way, got a little bit of a different profile. You guys know the difference of what they are, but I, mostly cook and use these. So you look, when I get them, I usually get 4 bottles at a time. You know what I mean? So look, this is the garlic. These right here are the level ups, right? So look, you can see I've already diced things down. Listen, I'm trying to like refine my videos where you guys ain't gotta watch me do no knife work or nothing like that. Not that I know what I'm doing anyway, but look, don't forget, down in the description box below. So now I'm gonna say, let's cook. Okay, so look, now we're getting ready to get into the meat and potatoes, right? So look, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start with my garlic, right? This right here, look, when you use the right ingredients, folks, this is what levels up your food. This right here would be more like high-end, restaurant, but still real affordable though, you know what I mean? So put a little oil in here, a little bit of this garlic infused. I already set this up, I'm checking my heat. I'm using like a medium flame right now, right? So now I'm finna bring some joy to myself. I'm gonna go ahead and get my press. You know, I'm just loading it up. That's all I'm doing as my oil is coming up to temp. Okay, so listen, I can smell it and I can tell you we got some nice heat underneath the bottom, right? So now this is 2 bell peppers. Listen, I like bell pepper. You guys can tailor make it the way you like to do it. But for me, this is the way I get down. Listen, it's a whole lot of flavor, and that's what we doing, folks. Okay, so look, we're not gonna take these all the way down, right? We just give these, for me, if you guys are using like a medium low, I reduce my heat down to a medium low. Started out with medium, but you know what? I did that because now I'm getting ready to introduce my garlic, right? So now I'm gonna put a smile on my face with this right here. Hey, take a look at that right there. Just tell me, hey, listen, the sound, the whole shebang. And okay, so I got all my cans open. Now we'll just go ahead and start adding, you know, our tomatoes, right? I want you guys to pay attention. I'll show you in just 1 second, just the cans I use. And I'll put it down in the description box below. If you want to have it to be over the top, I was told they grate these right here, right? So I'll just hold it up, show it to you guys.
Once again, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't put whole tomatoes into my spaghetti sauce. I'm sorry, I put it in a fucking blender. And 4 cans is gonna make a hell of a lot.
Just like that. These are the best ones you want to do if you're making spaghetti sauce, you know, from the very beginning, right? All right, so look, take a look. Whole tomatoes. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cook these down. I usually cook these down for about 3 hours, right? So, and then I left it like this before I stir it up. You see that right there? That's the olive oil. Look at the color right there. That's the garlic, the fresh garlic.
Dude, we can't say it.
We added to it, right? So we started with garlic infused olive oil, then we added some fresh to send it up over the top, right? Not that it wasn't over the top already.
Now, there is another way, and that's take the rendered tomatoes and then put them in the blender, but whatever, fuck it, I don't care. All right, let's move on. I'll do this for
Ready, but look at the color right there. Was it green? What was that? That was that bell pepper. So listen, I just wanted to keep it separated like that so you guys can see and just think about all of that goodness inside of this, right? So we got the rest to add. Our red chili flakes, basil, and then right here we go with a little oregano. And then last, you see this, just the tomato paste. I like what this does as far as color and the flavor that it adds. Now, we just go ahead and start mixing this up. Now I'm gonna look at my fire, right? This is a big pot. We don't wanna burn nothing, right? But we wanna get everything incorporated. Ooh, man. Can you see how it's going? Now look, the longevity, because we're gonna cook these down where they get soft. And then what we want these to do is just to dissolve. So it takes about 3 hours, right? Okay, so look, it's been 2 hours, right? I'm gonna go ahead and take this top off. Ah, yeah, that's what we wanna see right there. That right there is real nice. Let's just smooth this. I like to hit the bottom. Look, there's nothing on the bottom, nothing sticking. Listen, as long as you're not using that high heat, it's good. You can look it right there. But I want you to take a look at the tomatoes. Look, they're starting to just like break down. Now I told you I'd like to do these for like at least 3 hours. The longer the better, but 3 hours will get you in the game. Now I'm gonna lift this up. Let me just do it like this. So you can just see how soft that is right there. You know what I mean? Hey, look at that right there. Ooh wee. See that bell pepper?
Now, again, me personally, I would have blended them in the microwave. Or I blended them in a blender, excuse me, Jesus.
And all of that on there. This is what you want. And you can see, look how delicate it is. 1 more hour and this will be right. So I'm gonna go ahead, put my top back on. We're gonna go for 1 more hour and then we're gonna start getting our, you know, our meat together.
Now let's get about a pound of ground beef, about a pound of Italian sausage. Maybe a half a pound.
Okay, folks, so look, now I done brought this back over here. Look, we've been going 3 hours. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show it to you, right? Let me just go ahead. And I'm gonna use this right now just to show you. After 3 hours, you know, I like to run the square edge wooden spoon right under the bottom like this, right? Just to ensure nothing, you know, stick. Now we'll just start adding this here. Look at this right here. And that's up to you guys. I like a meaty sauce. This step right here could have been completely, skipped if you didn't want to have no meat. Okay, so look, it's cooled down a little bit. Notice I got myself a towel, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna put this, like this so that I don't burn my hand, right? So look, get yourself a ladle, you know what I mean? Don't fill it up like I was about to do. Just set it here. It might get a little messy. It depends on how your pouring skills are. You know what I mean? As you can see, mine ain't the best. But look, I just put it in here just like you see. Okay, so if we put it down like right here, it is hot. Now, I just take my top, which got the little dimple right there, and while it's on here, I just stick it on here like this. And while it stays hot, you just put this on here. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know you guys know it, but this is for all my new people to just, some of us don't know. And look, right now it's like this. As I let this sit, it's gonna suck this in and suck it all the way down, and then it's gonna form a nice tight seal. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and fill up a few more of these jars, you know what I mean? Then I'm gonna leave enough for the pasta that I have made, and then we're gonna get down. We're gonna cook that, with the pasta just for about another 30 minutes. Okay, so.
Not to be an ass, but you made sure to sterilize all that crap, right?
Now, for the best part, listen, we finna introduce, our noodles, right? Noodles, pasta, whatever you guys want to call it, strings, but this that angel hair, folks. This is what you want.
I hate angel hair pasta.
For me, you know what I mean? I got it. Some people don't like to do the angel hair. I done heard it all. You know what I mean? It doesn't make a difference. Man, you can use any type of pasta, noodle, swirl, shit.
Well, okay, it does. It actually, in truth, he is right. It doesn't matter. I just don't like angel because it's so fucking small. That's why I don't like angel hair, because it always fucking clumps together. I hate angel hair pasta.
It doesn't make a difference. But this right here keep you a little bit more authentic,
But the thinnest I go is vermicelli.
Okay, so look, now it's the moment of truth. Listen, I done cooked this down for about 45 minutes. Just let it sit in there. Listen, spaghetti to me is always better the next day, right? So listen, if you make this like on a Saturday morning or something like that, it depends on when you make it. You know what, you can let it sit up. The longer it sits up, the longer that pasta noodle, that spaghetti absorbs.
And can I get the results? And Trump wins New Hampshire 53. Meaning he beat the living shit out of Nikki Haley. Let's see where it's at right now. New Hampshire primary. And yeah, Trump has 53% of the vote. Nikki Haley, surprisingly, with 45. I can't believe that. I'll be damned. All right. Trump's won New Hampshire. Nikki should probably just drop out of the goddamn race. Oh, glorious day. Trump is fucking back.
Absorbs the sauce, right? So listen, I'm not gonna go ahead and take none, put none on the plate right now because I'm gonna let it sit up, but I'm gonna go ahead and get me some, all right? So check it out. Gotta get some of this sauce too. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna get down the way. You know what? Just my mama would teach.
Look, I hate angel hair. Anyway, I like smoking and grilling with AB, but Don't like your pasta choices. um... All right, we're going to do this from Joshua Weissman.
One of the most iconic fast food dishes in the world. Today we're going up against what I think might be one of the most overrated foods on planet Earth. The McDonald's French fry is probably the most iconic fast food item that has ever existed. Period.
Taking on McDonald's fries. Bold claim. Let's see if you can do it.
Let me make a quick point. If you go to every major metropolitan city across the globe and ask if someone has had a McDonald's French fry, many of them will probably say yes. Too many of them will say that it's the best. So today we're putting that to the test. Is the McDonald's fry still as iconic as it once was? So we're gonna get a bunch of blind taste testers with a mix of different...
Okay, I want to be fair. I don't know what the fuck those fries are. I've never had Whataburgers. I've never had Jack in the Box. And Wendy's fries have gotten better, but they're still nowhere near as good as McDonald's.
Different fast food French fries to see if they can still pick out the McDonald's French fry with no eyesight, only taste. Then once we've done that, we go head to head. So with that being said, let's begin. Okay, so I have 3 taste testers and they're gonna see if they can identify which one is the McDonald's fry. Is it truly iconic like we all think it is? We're gonna find out. Vikram, over here, buddy. I will be rearranging this so they don't know which one's which. Number 1.
That's not the McDonald's fry.
Number 2.
That's so similar to the last one. This has a higher chance to me of being the McDonald's fry.
Number 3.
Ah, this is the McDonald's fry.
Number 4.
That is so close to being a McDonald's fry. That's crazy.
So now we're on our last one, number 5.
That is not a McDonald's fry.
So it's in between 3 or 4.
4 was pretty salty. I think that's a Wendy's one, but I think 3 is the McDonald's fry.
Number 3 is the McDonald's fry. Wow, I'm actually shocked. Good palate, Vic. Cam is next, and Cam has a restaurant background. 1.
That might be.
2.
That is not the McDonald's fry.
3, 4, 5.
Nope. I think 1.
Boom! Another. I'm actually shocked that this is working. We have 1 more. So we have Kevin. Some people in the comments will probably be thinking, oh no, not this guy again.
I feed off of the haters.
Number 1.
That is not a McDonald's fry.
I like the astuteness of the choice. Number 2.
That is not a McDonald's fry.
Number 3. Earlier he did say he knows his fries.
This is not a McDonald's fry.
You haven't even tasted it.
I just know.
Okay. Number 4.
That could be a McDonald's fry.
And finally, number 5.
Number 4 could have been, but unfortunately it was not because number 5 is undoubtedly the McDonald's fry.
Kevin, you are wrong. That was the Whataburger fry.
I'll be here all week.
Clearly, it's an iconic fry, but why? Chemicals. Now look, this isn't some sort of smear campaign, but we need to understand this. Things like dextrose, sodium acid pyrophosphate goes into a water bath that these fries get dunked in. So how do you beat science? Proper technique and good ingredients. So I'm gonna make the French fry recipe from my cookbook.
Well, gee, Underhaven, I guess I'll have to respond to you in the way I used to respond to my mom way back in the day. I'm not tired. I'm not going to bed. Fuck off, you stupid bitch.
Texture over taste and put that up against my own McDonald's style chemical bath French fry. Whichever fry wins competes against the famous McDonald's fry. Let's begin. So these are fries.
Although this live stream is probably coming to an end. In fact, I really don't give a shit. I don't want to see this. We'll do this short.
Oil, garlic, and juicy tomato sizzling. In goes some salt and some brandy. Their house-made lobster bisque stock. A little bit of heavy cream, and watch that color change. They add a little parsley, a nice fistful of lobster, and their house-made fettuccine. It all gets sauteed together and plated. Every last drop. And finished with chives. This is the Lobster Fettuccine Americaine
from Mark's Off Madison in New York City's Flatiron District. Rebecca is a big fan of this dish.
This is so good.
Follow for more New York City food spots. A pan, get some olive oil.
All right. And then we'll see what this guy did. This is 0815 BBQ Internet.
Folks, today we are making this amazing looking chopped up Italian sandwich, a viral social media hit of 2023. It's time to grill. Let's get this video started with a diced red onion. We only need half of this size, so if you have smaller red onions, just take a whole one. And of course, as always, you will find the whole list of ingredients inside the video description. Make sure to check it out. It's technically the idea of that recipe to make a sandwich completely chopped up on your cutting board. This does not make sense for me, so I decided to dice the onions first and slice the tomato before starting with the sandwich stuffing. You will need Italian specialties. I used mortadella.
Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of mortadella. There's nothing really wrong with it, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it.
2 different kind of Italian pepperoni. Feel free to use your favorite Italian sausages and hams and everything that you like for the sandwich. You are completely flexible and there are many versions possible. I used 4 different.
Okay, so I don't know what he said, but that looks like soppressata, salami, and now he's adding prosciutto.
So after the mortadella, 2 parts of Italian pepperoni, we are also using prosciutto crudo. Now it's the first time to take your knife and work through this. After cutting this into more or less smaller pieces, add the next ingredients. We are using olives.
Favorite Mexican dish. I'm gonna have to go with street tacos. And street tacos you won't find too much in America, but that's actually a true Mexican taco. They're like White Castle sliders,
which are flavored with tomato, the sliced tomatoes and pepperoncini. Take the knife again and work through this again and again. This is the fun part. It's really cool, and I was really surprised how big the amount of sandwich stuffing is after you added all ingredients. Of course, cheese is missing there. We are using Parmesan and mozzarella cheese today. Of course, don't
oh God, why did you use shredded mozzarella? Fuck it.
Forget the red onions. Due to the fact that these are already cut in smaller pieces, it's just easy enough to add these at that step of the cutting process. Work through this again with your knife, give it a good mix. As I mentioned in the title, this one was a viral social media hit last year and I still had this on my bucket list. Normally the idea is, as I said, to get this done completely on the cutting board. I decided to switch into a bowl at this step and part of the process. Added balsamico bianco, which is an Italian vinegar, and 1 spoon of mayonnaise. And then you will need some seasoning. Italian herb seasoning, salt and pepper works good, but my own mixture Terrano Meersalz, which means Italian herb seasoning, will do a better job. It's salt and dried herbs, oregano, tomato and olives, and this is the perfect combination to go with this sandwich stuffing. There it is, give it a good mix. You might adjust a little bit the amount of mayonnaise and vinegar to your personal taste, but this is up to you. Now it's important for me to have a nice ratio between bread and stuffing, so I decided to take these tiny ciabatta breads. I bake them half the baking time, which is approximately 8 till 10 minutes is the whole time. So I just throw them on the grill in direct heat, 200 degrees Celsius, which is approximately 390 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I open these in the middle of the cooking process at the stuffing and place them back on the grill. Heating this up is a big improvement to the original recipe for me. The original recipe also uses lettuce, this is why I skipped the lettuce thing. Place back on the grill for another 3 or 4 minutes and you will end up with nice, warm and great looking Italian chopped up sandwiches. Love it. Can't wait.
So we put that shit back in the oven?
To hear your thoughts about this, and of course, as always, I'm gonna give this a shot right now. This is so delicious, can be done for a lot of people, and I really like the idea of the preparation. Don't
Well, all right. I mean, I'm sure that was fine, but yeah. Anyway, that's about where we're gonna end it for tonight, sports fans. So, good night, everybody.